Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your reading space. Hope you guys are doing well and in high spirits. So, we're going to get some messages here for you guys. This is timeless. Anytime you come across it and it resonates, it's for you, okay? If something doesn't resonate, if it's really confusing, don't take it. It's not your message, okay? I see some challenges for you, Libra. I feel like this is stuff you've been going through, and I feel like it's more on an emotional level, like an abstract level. I feel like there's a resistance, okay, to integrating shadow here, to integrating parts of self, and I feel like it's because the shadow scares you. It could feel like it overtakes you or will overtake you. And I think this really makes you afraid. And I think part of why it makes you afraid is because of how long it's been suppressed. Now, it doesn't mean you haven't faced it bravely or that you won't. It just means you could be going through a moment where you just feel a resistance to integrating it and want to fall back to sleep or want to go back into what's comfortable and not to deal with this, okay? Maybe you just don't feel like you want to be strong right now when it comes to integrating certain parts of yourself. Maybe you don't see the purpose in integrating them. Either way, there's no wrong or right, and it's not wrong that you're going through this. And if anything, we're here to validate you and let you know it's okay. The moon is up. It's beautiful through the palm tree here, the giant full moon. Happy eclipse, by the way. So, and whenever you're viewing this. So yeah, I feel like that's really what it's about for you all right now. If you're Libra rising, I would say this is mostly focused on the character, the identity, the ego. And that may make it challenging more on the egoic sense. So it doesn't feel as emotionally based. It feels more like, who am I? What do I stand for? What am I about now? How do I approach this now? Where do I come from with this now? Like there's more questions, okay? And because it can be overwhelming as well to deconstruct the ego this way, you could just be taking your time, taking it slow, taking it at your own pace so that you don't overwhelm yourself and like create a total like collapse, breakdown where you don't know, like where it's just overwhelming beyond, okay? Now, if you are Libra Sun, I feel like this is... Watch your health if you're Libra Sun, okay? Make sure you very much nourish yourself and your health, because you could be stirring up things, like stirring things up, like the bottom of a pond, you know, you're just stirring all the stuff up and the water is getting like really, you know, you're releasing stuff, your muscles get sore, you start to get a little cold, or you just feel really tired, like because you're stirring, there's things that get stirred up, right? And that's part of why you're taking a step back, right? It's too much at once. It makes you sick almost, or ill, or it makes you feel like, it makes you feel it in your physical body even, like to stir things up. And this can be stuff that's like beyond even just your lifetime. These can be themes that have been ongoing through incarnations, through the multiverse, through your lineage, like just themes. I do feel also a tight throat chakra. So there could be a lot that's hard to talk about, a lot that's been unsaid, unshared, that are deep emotions. And I feel like it's just slightly different than Libra rising here because it's more focused on an entirety, an entire picture, rather than just concentrated on your character, your avatar, your ego, you know, or like what it is that you're doing in your life. I feel like this is at the very premise, like all kinds of things that have been repressed and suppressed. And if you are Libra moon, I don't know if there's any Libra moons here, but if you are, I feel like you need to connect with the moon and to connect with yourself here, to what you love, to what makes you feel awesome that is inside you, maybe even your inner child, okay? You need to connect to that stuff. That's really important because you could be a bit disconnected at the moment. So Libra, for the most part, do what you're doing, you know, take your time, take it easy. Just know that the symptoms that you may be feeling, the heavy emotions, it's not there to or heavy, even detoxing type energies, it's not there to discourage you from integrating your shadow, integrating these harder aspects. It's just there because a lot is coming to surface, all right? If you had any advice, it really just would be to self-reflect and meditate and introspect at your own pace and rhythm. But don't avoid this altogether, okay? We don't want to slip back altogether away from this, because what you're doing is important work. whether it's that you are starting to talk about or embrace things that you haven't for a very long time or that have been very hard for you. Okay, in a way, again, talking and embracing in a way that's comfortable, whether it's with a therapist or, it's going to be a bit uncomfortable no matter what. But when we talk about being comfortable, what we mean is that it's in a healthy way. It's not in a way that is traumatic or overwhelming to the point that you're going to derail your psychological stability, like using common sense to balance the way that we do something, whether we need support, to ask for support, or we just write a little bit in our journal each day. Asking and calling in help, if it makes sense for you, is great, Libra. Okay, but I really feel like there is a resistance at this time to certain aspects of yourself that just they need to come in. And I understand that it can feel overwhelming or like it overtakes you. Especially because it could feel bigger than you, it could feel larger than you, and you could be afraid of what it will do. But that's simply not the case. You should know that, especially when you're calling in help, asking for energetic assistance or even physical assistance from the right people. Some of this really comes from, themes of abuse, religious trauma, childhood abuse, also though paradigms about what the darkness means and what you could have natural skills, for example Libra, that are with mediumship or with doing something in the other realms, yet it's been super discouraged by your upbringing or by the world around you, and you're afraid shitless of it. So that's why it's clawing at your door all the time, like, let me in. And it sounds so scary and it feels so big, but it's just because it's a part of you that wants so badly to be reunited with you, because it is you. And I know it doesn't always feel that. It feels scary, but it's not. We've been taught that it's scary, and now we're out of balance, and now things aren't whole and complete and full as they could be, which is a part of our journey. So we don't need to resent that either, because it's just a part of why we're here. But this is definitely something that holds a lot of your magic and your power within it. And for all the Libras out there who have been called narcissistic or shallow or lacking depth or very focused on only the aesthetical side of things, whatever it's been for you, just know that in fact that is not the case. You just have parts of you, important and integral parts of you, that have been more locked away and shut down than you can even imagine or express at times or articulate. Okay, and it's pretty intense for you guys. And because you're Libra, which is literally the scales as well, the balancing scales, it's actually essential for you to be to find a balance in life, to access a wholeness, and though that will vary for each person, it's so important, so that when you feel like one side of that is missing, you're out of balance, you just feel like a broken person, or you feel like like you're something's always missing or half functioning here. Okay, because in the end, we want these to make peace, and there's just understand that the darkness is not your enemy. Okay, if anything, it's your friend, and there's a lot of magic within that. The darkness is the womb as well. It's where a lot of creativity and ideas and things are birthed and born and created. All right. Also, there could be somebody's aunt, like Aunt Miller, maybe Penny. I get older energy here as well, also like spaghetti or pasta. I get memories. The 70s comes up as well. Somebody could have a parent, or they could have been around in the 70s. You could have been a kid, like 8 years old comes around as well. 5, 6, 7, 8. Really important years for someone. So yeah, just take care of yourself and your well-being, Libra. It'll happen in its time. Just try not to resist. Try to understand the best that you can that these things that scare you are not against you. There's always a part of you or a piece of you waiting. Your shadow is a part of your light, period. It's a part of your light. A shadow is cast when we stand in the light. And it's a part of us. It's important. All right. Libra, that's what we have for you. Remember, you can email us, frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. Information is below. But sending you guys lots of love. Take care.